I would first like to discuss the September 4th, 2013 meeting and the events that led up to it. Most importantly, let me assure all of you that the loan resolution document for the $1.2 million USDA grant for the water clarifier project questioned by the mayor was certified correctly. Resolution number 2013-11 was voted on August 12, 2013 with a 5-0 vote. The mayor took the documents in question home for 2 days. He returned them on August 14, 2013 when he signed, dated, and I certified them. This was a simple procedure. We've done it hundreds of times. No cloud of suspicion, no cover-up, no lack of competency. If the mayor had any concerns about the certification of the documents, it could have been resolved with a meeting or a short phone conversation. Instead, he chose a 15-minute interrogation that I believe was meant to intimidate, embarrass, degrade, and to question my integrity and my professionalism. During the 11 years I had been employed by the town of Rock Hall, I believe Mr. Willis and I had a good working relationship in his capacity as council member and mayor. Information flowed freely between us. Sometimes we spoke several times a day. I feel our relationship began to deteriorate on Friday, May 17, 2013, when the mayor walked in my office with a written reprimand for the town manager, and he demanded the online passwords for the town's bank accounts. The mayor reminds us often that he's a businessman, he owns a business, and he runs the daily operations of that business. But I too have experience. I worked in finance for 16 years, including working with the regional head of security for Farmers Bank. So I knew immediately that I could not and I would not compromise the town's financial security. I felt intimidated when the mayor leaned over my desk and he demanded in response a writing by the end of the day as to why I would not provide this information. I responded in an email at 4:51 p.m. that same day explaining my position and directed him to the council and town attorney for approval to access the bank accounts online. Let me be very clear. The mayor, council, citizens of Rock Hall can request and receive financial information. There are no secrets. The passwords, however, allow the transfer of money. I would have been negligent had I released this secure information without proper approval. I, as the clerk treasurer, and Mrs. Cox, the assistant, are the only two positions in the town of Rock Hall that are privy to this extremely sensitive information. Early Monday morning the following week, I immediately followed up with the town's auditor, Bob Diss, from Lindsay & Associates, and he agreed with my decision. Moving on. In early summer 2013, the mayor continued to cast his cloud of suspicion over the entire town office with what is now known as the check signing scandal. The town's procedure of payment for services rendered is a multi-layer process of checks and balances. The process begins with a requisition signed by the employee and approved by the town manager. At that point, a purchase order is issued by me, the clerk, or the assistant clerk, Mrs. Cox, and the service required can be completed. Payment for the service is simple. The town receives a bill, and the bill is matched to the approved requisition purchase order and is sent to the town manager for final approval. A check is then generated by the clerk's office and sent to the town manager for his signature. The final step is the review and signature by an elected official, either the mayor or vice mayor. These procedures are in place to properly segregate duties between town employees and elected officials. Over my 8 years as assistant clerk and 3 years as clerk, I can recall occasions when a signature was inadvertently missed. The most recent incident occurred on August 30th, 2013, when the mayor forgot to sign a check. The mayor's very simple oversight underscores why we use the multi-layer approach. In my opinion, the most disturbing part of the so-called check signing scandal was the embarrassing impeachment of Councilmember Price's character by the mayor. We all knew in his capacity as vice mayor, Mr. Price signed several checks to his plumbing company for services rendered to the town of Rock Hall. Mr. Price, in an open meeting, explained clearly, item by item, all the work and materials that he used. Some repairs required emergency attention. The work that was done was never in question. In fairness to Mr. Price, the mayor has also signed several checks to himself. Since becoming mayor, there have been 15 checks made payable to Durdings, a family-owned business. Those checks were all signed by the mayor. 4 other checks were made payable to the mayor and signed by the mayor. There is nothing sinister at play here over check signing in either Councilmember Price's case or the mayor's case. Councilmember Price has countless hours of service to this town without compensation. And to slander his good name with innuendos and conjectures is a shameful misrepresentation of the facts. Case closed on the checks. Move forward. On August 12, 2013, I received a written reprimand from Mayor Willis. The reason given to me was, and I quote, "mistakes you made for contributing to unemployment for elected officials," end quote. The mayor's talking about me. This was not my mistake, and it is not my responsibility to determine anyone's eligibility for unemployment. The clerk's office does not file the unemployment wage forms. This is the sole responsibility of Automatic Data Processing, the town's payroll processing company. The mayor should have known the town's policy. Once again, a visit to my office would have corrected this situation. I would have contacted the town's payroll services company and notified them of this issue. In a written reprimand, the mayor asserted, and I quote, "lack the basic competency skills necessary in completing reassigned duties," end quote. He's saying I do not have the skills for this job. Now, I wish to state here, the mayor's accusations are untrue, they are unwarranted, and they're offensive. I'd like to thank the majority. I repeat, the majority of the council for dismissing this petty and baseless blemish on my otherwise untarnished personnel file. Later on the same day, at the town's August 12, 2013 meeting, I believe the mayor used his ambush tactics again when he questioned me as to why Maryland state retirement contributions were not being made on behalf of the elected officials. Once again, the mayor misrepresented the facts. He most assuredly remembered that in December 2012, the town made its required contributions to the state for all past and present elected officials. I would think he would have remembered this fact because on December 14th, 2012, the mayor actually signed 2 checks totaling $46,139, of which $2,872 was specifically for catch-up contributions for all past and present elected officials that the Maryland State Retirement System did not bill the town for. This state payment occurs on a yearly basis. And additionally, as of August 2013, contributions withheld from elected officials' salaries is up to date. I hope this explanation passes the mayor's standard for transparency. On August 22nd, 2013, the mayor sent an email informing the council, town manager, town attorney, and clerk treasurer, and I quote, "My signature that is on the bond council agreement dated March 4th, 2013 was not signed by me. The bond council agreement that the mayor claims he did not sign was part of the USDA grant application for the water clarifier upgrade. According to the mayor, he contacted the Maryland State Police. Forgery of a federal document is an extremely serious crime, and it should be pursued aggressively by law enforcement. For 3 weeks, I have eagerly awaited a call from the Maryland State Police investigators. As of tonight, the so-called forger is unknown. I do not know if the mayor actually contacted the state police or if this just is another attempt at misleading the public and intimidating employees. I do know that our town attorney has contacted the state's attorney, and I look forward to the results of his investigation. In conclusion, let me say, I have enjoyed my 11 years working here, and working with my colleagues, and I feel fortunate to have built many relationships with the town's citizens. We chose to have our daughter educated in Rock Hall Elementary School, and I've done my best to serve this town's best interests for 11 years. But this is the lowest point in over a decade. The derogatory tone of these meetings and the day-to-day interferences are making it difficult to do my job efficiently. I am saddened, and I feel I've been backed into a corner where I must defend my good name and position with this town. I have complete faith that this town office is serving your best interest. I would encourage any Rock Hall citizens that cannot see through the mayor's clouds of suspicion to visit your town office and talk with the town manager and the staff. I'm confident we can address any concern. Most importantly, come to these meetings. Bring your neighbors, listen to the tension that we all go through each day. With your help, it will stop. Do not rely on rumors or internet comments to get your information. I hope the town will move forward in a positive manner. Thank you for your time this evening.
Thank you very much, Stephanie.